Welcome to What the Tech, where we cut through the hype to bring you some hard-hitting commentary. Today we're talking about that computer science degree. You know, the one you're either grinding through or still paying off.
All right, let's just rip the Band-Aid off and ask the question that's probably keeping you up at night. Is your shiny new computer science degree worthless? Because look, what you've been told and what's actually happening out there are two very different things.
So, first things first, let's cover the official story. You know the one. It's the narrative you're getting from the media, from your university's career center, and definitely from every single career coach on LinkedIn.
Okay, let's look at the cold, hard numbers, because they don't lie. The unemployment rate for recent CS grads, 6.1%. And for computer engineering, it's even worse, a whopping 7.5%. Now, let me be crystal clear. These are some of the highest unemployment rates for pretty much any major out there right now. Ouch.
So you gotta ask, why are things so rough? Well, it's basic supply and demand, really. Every single year, you've got over 100,000 new grads just like you, flooding the market. But wait, it gets better. You're not just competing against each other. Oh no. You're also going head-to-head with tens of thousands of laid-off engineers from the big leagues. We're talking Google, Meta. It's not just a traffic jam. It's a full-on pileup. So faced with this absolute mess of a market, what's the standard cookie-cutter advice everyone gives you? I'm willing to bet you've heard this 1,000 times already.
And there it is, the greatest hits. Don't limit yourself to big tech. Stay updated and upskill. Diversify your job search. I mean, it all sounds nice, right? It sounds reasonable, but let's be real for a second. Is any of this actually helping anyone land a job?
Right, so that's the polite, sanitized version of the story, the version your career coach would approve of. But that's not why you're here, is it? Here at What the Tech, we do the unvarnished truth. And the truth is, that advice is pretty much useless.
So let's get into what's really going on under the hood, because the entire game has changed. The rules are different now, and it seems like nobody's bothered to send you the memo.
And here it is, the core of the problem. That CS degree you work so hard for, it's not a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's factory anymore. It's just the ticket to get into the amusement park. It's the baseline, the absolute bare minimum to even have your resume glanced at. When everybody has one, it's not special.
And we have to be brutally honest with ourselves about the last decade or so. That big tech hiring boom, from like 2010 to 2021, where companies were handing out six-figure starting salaries like Halloween candy, that was a historical anomaly, a complete outlier. That era is dead and gone. Now companies aren't in hyper-growth mode anymore. They've switched to ruthless efficiency mode.
Which brings us back to why all that standard advice is failing so miserably. It's basically just career advice wallpaper, It looks nice, it covers the cracks, but it provides absolutely zero structural support when things start to fall apart.
So they tell you to be flexible and look beyond big tech. What does that even mean? It's not a strategy. It's a platitude. It's meaningless. The real move isn't just randomly applying to non-FAANG companies. It's about being strategic. Targeting the so-called unsexy industries. Think industrial automation, defense, fintech, places where tech talent is actually scarce and they are desperate for your skills.
And what about upskill continuously? Come on, right now literally everyone is learning AI. Another certificate from some online course doesn't make you a unicorn. It just makes you another sheep in a very, very large herd. The only thing that differentiates you isn't another course. It's proof that you've applied that skill. Did you actually build something with it?
And here's the brutal truth about who you're actually competing against. It's not the person who sat next to you in class. Forget them. Your real competition is the engineer with 5 years of experience at a FAANG company who just got laid off. They've already shipped code to millions of users. So put yourself in the hiring manager's shoes for a second. Why would they take a gamble on your potential when they can hire a proven, sure thing?
So let's just lay out the new reality, point by point. First, your degree is just table stakes. It gets you into the casino, but it doesn't buy you any chips. Your portfolio, that's the real currency now. Second, the market could not care less about your potential. It only cares about your proof. And third, if you're not actively solving a business problem and making the company money, you're not an asset. You're just a cost center, an entry on a spreadsheet.
Okay, that was a lot of doom and gloom. So, if the old playbook is completely broken, what's the new one? How do you actually win in this environment?
All right, here's your new 4-step playbook. Step 1, pick a niche. Seriously, stop being a jack-of-all-trades coder and become a specialist in something like healthcare IT or fintech.
Step 2, ship something real. I'm talking about paid, freelance gigs, major open source contributions, or even a small side project that's actually generating revenue. Step 3, exploit the knowledge gaps. Learn the boring but critical domain knowledge that other engineers are too lazy to learn, like HIPAA compliance. That becomes your secret weapon. And finally, step 4, treat your career like a startup. You are the CEO of Me, Inc. Iterate, pivot, and be absolutely ruthless about cutting what doesn't work.
When you boil it all down, everything we've talked about really comes down to one single fundamental mindset shift. And this right here, is the single most important thing you need to burn into your brain. Stop thinking like a job seeker, start thinking like a value creator. Your goal isn't to find a job. Your goal is to demonstrate so much tangible value that a company would be stupid not to hire you.
Look, if you appreciate this kind of hard-hitting analysis that gives you the real story in tech, not the fluffy, sugar-coated version, then do us a favor. Hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to WtT.
So we're going to leave you with this one question to chew on. The most important question you can ask yourself right now. It's not, where can I find a job? It's, what business problem am I going to solve? Think about that. Thanks for tuning in.